After messing about in sailboats for the past 7 or so years, I decided it was time to get back to the basics. And since I'm always interested in looking for something new or different, I convened the Wild Turkey Whiskey crew to propose an idea for a canoe trip in the Adirondacks. Thankfully, it wasn't a very hard sell, and soon we got down to the business of planning. With dozens of trip options to choose from, we finally decided on the Floodwood Pond Loop, which included 5 portages adding up to a total of about 1.75 miles. Now that doesn't sound like all that much, but none of us had much experience with portaging and had been thinking, hey, these are canoes, not kayaks. We can bring tons of food and gear and live like kings. But the ultimate goal when thinking about portaging is one bag and one boat on multiple trips. So by the time we collected and packed all of our gear and food and hefted it on our backs, we pretty much determined that base camping was the way to go for this trip. Maybe we should just ease into the whole portaging thing. So we packed up Ken's van and the boats and made the 6-hour drive to upstate New York with a couple of needed pit stops and lunch at the Blue Line Brewery in Saranac Lake, which just so happened to have a nice selection of locally crafted beers, and surprisingly, the walls were adorned with Boston sports memorabilia. It's like they built this place with us in mind, and it was just a matter of time before we got there. But we did finally get there, although the put-in spot eluded us for a little while. There were a few boats heading out and a few coming back, so we did our best to make quick work of packing the boats, parking the van, and getting on the water.
All right, guys, ready to go? 1, 2, 3, Floodwood!
The plan now was to paddle from Floodwood Pond, follow Fish Creek through Little Square Pond to Fish Creek Ponds, and then follow Spider Creek to Follinsby Clear Pond, where we would pick out a campsite on one of the islands. We didn't have much trouble following the route, and paddling was easy. There was no doubt we were now in the wilderness, and the landscape we paddled through was beautiful. But I think we're all expecting it to be a little bit more remote than it was, and all too often the presence of the real world made itself known to us.
What was that? Is it still going?
One of the only mildly challenging spots along the route was getting by a beaver dam that had seen better days. Mostly passable from multiple drags over it, Ken and I dragged ourselves over it without getting out, while Ron and Chip used the alternate method to preserve their bottoms. Don't tip us over, Ken.
No.
We're almost there. Almost the first campsite.
Oh, we could get swimmer.
Swimmer. Yeah, well, you can walk here.
Franken beans. Franken beans.
No, beans.
Mondo likes beans.
Might have to prank some beans.
Can't see much.
Not if I moon you.
Well, then it's definitely going on.
Demonetized.
That's when you do time exposure on these things.
End of day one.
Morning.
Any niblets?
No niblets.
No niblets?
Nope. No cream corn, no niblets.
Nope, nothing.
content. Quiet bunch. Shit, he's got the camera on.
All ready for day 2. We found a good route for day 2 that had 4 short portages and would give us a taste of portaging without the need to carry all of our gear. From our campsite, we'd head north until we reached the end of the pond and the first portage into Pollywog Pond. Paddle the length of Pollywog Pond to the next portage into Little Pollywog Pond. After lunch, a short paddle to portage number 3 to Horseshoe Pond, and then our final and easiest portage back to Follinsby Clear Pond. Overall, it wasn't a bad trip. It'll look like I'm paddling. What do you think?
Going.
Good find for you. Don't say anything stupid.
Alright, cut the shenanigans.
Don't say it. That means don't say anything.
Ron, what is portage French for?
This sucks.
Yep, that was a good one.
Makes us manly.
Yes, manly men.
This wouldn't be a bad spot to hang out.
Manly or stupid.
What do you think?
What's for lunch, Chip?
A little tuna salad with celery and a whole lot of mayonnaise packets.
Good. Need some help ripping those open? What's the name of this pond? Anybody remember?
On the surface.
Are they? Don't know if you can see this in the camera or not. Last portage of the day. The easiest one. It's home sweet home. Time for tea. Chip, chip, and cheerio.
All burl.
It's dead. It's getting wobbly.
Ready?
Whoops.
No, I don't like these.
Here, want to pull it this way?
Going that way.
All right. Timber. Nice. Good job.
Yeah. Oh
show you our island. It's not much of an island, but it's nice. All the instructions tell you about to dispose of your waste by digging a cat hole, you know, the 6 or 8 inch hole, do your business, keep the paper out, bury it back up. But luckily this island, oh, and there's people over there, so I can't go that far. We found one of these. So that came in real handy. Made life a lot easier. I don't know if you want to see that, it's pretty ugly, but, and I see that we have people down there, so I'm going to turn around. But that was one of the highlights of my day. So that's about it. You can see how small this island is. But it's pretty. There's lots of islands, other islands around. So, having a good time. Hopefully it won't rain tonight. Sand might get a little bit, and there's a possibility of rain tomorrow, so fingers crossed. Wind is definitely kicking up, so something's going to happen. Get some kayakers up there. One of the best parts.
That shows you how long ago it was.
Camping
When
is
he
hanging
had-
around, shooting the shit.
You'd have a bunch of people on the couch with
The rain coming, they're talking about, so we set this up. And we'll end up moving this table underneath in a little bit, but right now we're good. What's for dinner?
A little ramen
Yeah.
with freeze-dried vegetables, chicken ramen, and some canned chicken.
Yeah. Well,
Good stuff.
I've already sampled it, and it is delicious. Thanks, cook.
Sure.
So how is it?
Creepy.
Right. Cheers.
Wild Turkey 101.
Here we go. Fill that up to the top.
Yeah.
We got a killer fire going. So we're in for a good night.
The smoke's getting old.
Getting ready for day 3 of paddling. We're gonna go over to Upper Saranac. Check out the bays over there.
Ken's fishing.
Is he-
Off the line.
Is he fishing? Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll be catching one.
I always fish with my life jacket on. I'm very careful.
Pretty deep right there. There you go. We're all set for day 3. You guys ready to do some more portaging?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe
Just
just a
that bail.
maybe just a baby one. All right. The route for day 3 will be to go back the way we originally came, through Spider Creek, over the Beaver Dam to Fish Creek Ponds, then take the channel out to Fish Creek Bay and Upper Saranac Lake. We may paddle across Upper Saranac Lake to Saginaw Bay and maybe stop at one of the islands for lunch.
To go back through that again today.
Yep.
We'll have it.
Short portage over Beaver Dam. It's a creek out to Upper Saranac.
There we go.
Appears to be Upper Saranac. Water's getting big. See some mountains. You think?
Must be.
Should, farmer not even-
stopped at Buck Island, which is in Upper Saranac. It's a pretty cool place. It's like a trail. I guess maybe it leads to some of the other campsites. It's about 4 campsites, so 4 or 5 on this. Oh.
Did I win?
You did. End of day 3. Sitting around the fire, drinking a Lake Placid Ubu ale that we got at,
As soon as it's dark enough.
the hell's the name of that place?
Trading post.
Oh yeah, that's even better. Yeah, Trading Post. Chips. What's for dinner?
Black beans and rice with a little bit of meat added to it.
Oh, nice. Always good. And a little bit of that
Yeah.
for dessert. Oh yeah. Oh, that looks good. Ken's cooking up some jerky.
Grandma's
Added protein.
favorite recipe.
Standing perch. Although it's kind of pretty just sitting there.
Yeah.
What was the best part of the trip so far?
Everything.
No, there has
There's
to
no
be
picking.
one thing.
There's no picking.
I think the best part so far was when we found that privy.
I can see. I was wondering how we didn't. Now I know. If you can look over there now, you can't see it. And this is about when we got here, the first night.
It had a lean-to. It was a two-floor lean-to. It was
Really?
wild, yeah. So it actually had a porch on the front, a door. It had double bunks, like 3 rows of double bunks. So you can climb up a ladder into like this little like loft above the front.
Morning of day 4, our last day.
Smells like the people in the
I know. Right?
That's it. We're all packed up. Ready to get on out of here. Y'all ready to go?
I am.
Yep. Well, not happy about it, but I guess
I'm not happy about it either.
I guess it's time.
Yeah, I just saw a fish.
Last time we're doing this shit.
Well, it takes till next weekend.
Yeah, maybe. Be nice if we could.
Yeah, we're gonna hit.
Last leg, pretty much.
Yep, getting there.
You get past this creek and out into the fallen. Well, what's the Floodwood? Floodwood Pond.
Yep.
All right. Almost home.
You didn't have paddle anymore. That was pure jet propulsion.
Really?
Yeah.
So what was it that made us move forward? Though?
I can't tell you
Why not?
because
I'll paddle back. We get to lug all our gear and canoes up this hill. a few pretty steep steps. Not too bad to walk up without anything on your shoulders or in your arms, but a little bit of a challenge when you load it up. Fini.
Fini.